I mean, I suppose we're about to find out, but I don't think it was that terrible. I mean, it was a lot, for definitely sure. It was a lot last week.
Maybe
it was just only tacked on a couple of things.
Well, no, the thing was, like, I was so busy with work last week that Monday rolled around and I hadn't watched anything. So that's why I was like, I think we need to hold. And then I just waited until this weekend. I just put it off and watched it all this weekend. So
I told you, bit you in the ass 2 weeks ago. You're like, I'm so done. I'm 3 days early. Man, you couldn't ask for better. And then just nothing for 2 weeks.
It's fine. Life happens.
Irresponsible. And we're back to our tight ship. So, good deal.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, you got everything watched then for today, right?
I think. I don't know what.
I didn't watch The Void and Bad Batch, so if you were still wanting to talk about that.
Okay. Yeah, no, we're rolling those, so.
Okay. So, for today, we have watched the last 2 episodes of Westworld we'll talk about, with that finale of the season 2, the first 6 episodes of Luke Cage, Tag, Incredibles 1 and 2, and then Superfly and the new Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I keep calling it Jurassic Park, and it's really fucking me up.
Well, technically it is. Whatever.
I mean, yeah, but then everybody gets bitching about everything. It's like, whatever.
Yeah, because you're talking about a fucking... You're invoking the name of a good movie instead of this horse shit.
I did. I totally spoke of Park and used the Fallen Kingdom gif, and I was like, I feel real bad about that one, because, well, we'll get to it. We'll get
there.
Is there any news you want to talk about? I have a couple things that we're going to hit on.
No, I don't want to talk about anything.
You don't want to talk about Season 2 of Terror?
No, but yeah, let's... Like, I'm okay with it. I still find it incredibly weird that they're keeping it called The Terror, even though it was so prominent with what the first season was. Like, but whatever. They're doing an anthology.
I didn't go crazy into it, but I'm assuming it's over Roanoke, right?
No, you didn't read the synopsis I sent you?
It said it was like Civil War era, and I was just like, maybe that's Roanoke. I just
they're doing Japanese internment camps during World War II.
Why? I'm not a fan of this world that the stuff that we're watching is way too close to reality.
Well, I think there's probably a reason that should happen in some instances. It will be led with a predominantly Asian and Asian American cast, so that's cool that we're doing that. It's a blight upon this country that everyone just kind of ignores. Like, no, a lot of people don't talk about that, or it's one of those like embarrassing moments in American history that people don't want to talk about, but it's prescient with what we're going through today. So I think it's going to be very it's going to be very hard to watch, I think, but it'll be well done.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm worried about is that the showrunners left. It's not the same from season 1. So that's...
I'm not too worried about it. AMC usually has the right people on board, other than when they lost Darabont for Walking Dead. But
yeah, but that's just
other than that, they seem to keep their show. Yeah, I mean, he just got fucking tired of it. What a mess. So with this being an anthology show, I'm sure they're going to push it to 3 seasons then.
Oh, who knows? I think
it'd be difficult to have an anthology show that was just 2 seasons.
Yeah, whatever. Didn't Amazing Stories, wasn't that only 1 season? The Spielberg anthology from like the late 80s, early 90s?
I think so.
No.
You got me there.
But that was more like every episode was different as opposed to 1 season's a story, but
yeah,
whatever.
We'll see. Do you want to talk about David Lynch?
Nope.
Okay, good deal. Don't. I mean, look up to see what he's been talking about because it's really heartbreaking, and I don't know. I feel if we talk about it, we're in that same camp, and I don't want to be there. So we're just gonna leave it. There's some shit
saw that,
on the internet. If you want to find it, go find it. Disney finally bought Fox.
Yeah.
It was real weird. About 2 weeks ago, like Comcast was in bidding war with them, and then outbid themselves, and then finally, Disney was like, "Here's some money. Get out of our face."
Yeah, it's just one of those things where, like, is Fox worth $75 billion for what Disney's going to do with it? I don't know. It's very odd.
Well, I think their first bid was like 45 billion.
It was like 52, and then Comcast knocked it up to 65, and there was like, here's 74. Be done with it.
So X-Men are coming home. Woo! Oh, come on. If they can kill Dark Phoenix, I'd be all about it.
But really they won't. Don't want to shot.
I'm so fascinated by everybody rewatching the X-Men series now that they're coming to the MCU to see how bad. It's like, I know it's product of the time and they're 20 years old at this point, but like, what we got back then was not very good.
Those first two are really good.
Yeah, but it's a real slippery slope after those two.
No, it's really not. The first two are really
I remember moderately liking 3 until I thought about it more than 5 seconds.
No,
and like they tried cramming way too much into that and making a mess of everything.
Yeah, but when you look at their batting average, 1 and 2 are good, 3's bad. The first Wolverine movie's bad, but the next 2 are really good. Then First Class is good. Days of Futures Past is okay, and then Apocalypse is bad. It's like 5 out of 8 of the movies are good. So like that's a decent batting average for Fox.
I thought there was a couple more.
I don't count Deadpool.
Oh yeah, I guess Deadpool would be in that, but I guess Logan too. But I guess I said their own breeds.
No, I included the first Wolverine movie's bad, but the next 2 are really good. I even like that one in Japan.
Oh, duh. I was thinking there were 2 Wolverines between Logan and Origins. I gotcha.
It's only because like every X-Men movie except the First Class one's centered around Wolverine, but whatever.
Yeah. That's fair. So cool. I really hope they don't go with a Galactus world ending. I think we've talked about this numerous times, and like I just want them to have simple stories for the MCU going forward after Thanos.
Whatever. Thanos is a bitch.
Thanos, you don't even believe that. Come on. Get out of that mindset. I hope part 4 comes out and it's just a mess. It's just they put Ultron above Thanos at that point.
Whatever. Like those rumors I'm hearing about the 4 is just like, what are we doing here, guys? I'm not sure.
I haven't heard anything of it, and I don't want to hear anything. So you keep your mouth shut.
Whatever. There's talk about time travel shenanigans and like going to the past MCU movies with these current characters, and we're gonna relive the Battle of New York, but with these different characters watching. And it's like,
I'm here for it. Whatever. The Moviepass killer. Are you excited about that?
I am, just because Moviepass is one of those shit apps that like I can't actually get it. Like I've tried like 7 times to get the Moviepass, and it just like when I hit submit, it just cleans my slate, and I never get anything.
I was always wondering why you did it. Yeah, I would not be able to see as many movies as we do without it. Wow. But I'm. It's awesome to see that AMC is stepping up, and I mean, twice the price. But even if Moviepass was $20, I'm pretty sure I'd still pay it, just because like it's so worth it on my standpoint, because I see 2-3 movies a week. So
yeah, I mean, look at it this week. I saw 4 movies this weekend. at $8 a movie. I spent $30 this week to go see movies, so it's all gravy.
Since AMC hasn't rolled out that card, Moviepass has started talks about microtransactions for their card now. Like, you can upgrade to a bigger movie or bring along friends and stuff, and it's like, that's how you're gonna nickel and dime everybody? I think they should just up it $5 and just fucking call it good. But it is what it is.
Like, I don't get the idea of Moviepass being like, you sons of bitches, you didn't want to work. Well, it's like, AMC's a business. If they can put out their own and get their money off it, whatever. Like, I don't, like, you don't lose your mind because, like, Hulu is doing something and Netflix can't because of it. You don't fucking throw a fit, it's whatever. I'm just excited because, like, most of the theaters down here were Carmike's and they got bought out by AMC. So we have 3 different movie brands plus the indie cinema down here, and most of them are AMC's. So
nice.
I'm cool because, like, one of the nicest theaters in town is an AMC now, so I'll be able to start going there again.
Right on. Then we were talking a little bit about Legion Season 3. I'm still percolating on that whole thing.
Just let it go.
I can't. I need Season 3 to be exemplary, and I just don't think it's headed that way. And now with Westworld becoming such a mess that it's like, this is the faith that waned in Westworld, and now it's waning in Legion. But that first season's super good.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know. The more I think about it, the more I really didn't like Season 2 of Legion. The more I sit on it, it's like no, thank you.
I still enjoy it just as not as much as the first one. So, also it looks like Steve Trevor is coming back in Wonder Woman. I don't know what that's about.
Because who cares, right? It's whatever.
Because who cares? Yeah, I mean, it kind of negates the ending of first Wonder Woman, but whatever.
Yeah, it really is going to fuck with shit. Because I don't have to do anything interesting with it. Because I've said it before, I'm fairly certain, and I'll say it again. The interesting idea is that it's Martian Manhunter in the form of Steve Trevor, and then she has to work with him in the spy. Yeah, look at that face. That's the interesting way to do it. Since we're doing
that's absolutely. Like, I'd fucking totally be on board. Like, I'm not a fan of DC by any stretch of the means, but, like, you throw some fucking cool shit like that around, and I'm like, all right, I'm in. I mean, I'm in regardless, but
yeah, just think about it. Like, it's a 1980s. It's gonna be like Cold War spy-ish. Like, you have Martian Manhunter working for the government because he's hiding his form as an alien, and he took this idea of, like, this old World War II veteran, and he's in this guise. Then Wonder Woman runs into him, and now she has to confront and work with this person who's wearing the face of her ex-lover. It's a very interesting dichotomy to play with. Instead, it's going to be like, oh, I'm the great-grandson you didn't know about, because Steve Trevor was really a piece of shit and was married and was fucking you on the side, even though he had a kid at home during the war. Like, they're going to do that, and it's going to be like, ew.
I'm pretty excited about either possibility. One you're really going to hate, one you're really going to like, so it's a real crapshoot.
Yeah.
Fucking A. So you want to get into the shows then?
Let's do
What do you want to start with, Westworld or Luke Cage?
Oh, shit, I forgot we had shows. I don't care. Whatever you want to start, let's roll this train. Get the shit
Let's
going.
do Luke Cage. I really enjoyed the first 6 episodes of Luke Cage.
I did too. Like, it's strong. But we're also 6 episodes in, and it hasn't hit that thing where, like, by episode 8 they're out of steam and they're gonna stretch that story for 5 more episodes.
I realize we're very much on the cusp, and I think we're drawn out on what they can give for backstory for these characters. So they're definitely going to come to a head in the next few episodes. At the same point, I don't know where they're going to go beyond that. It sucks because I wish they'd split a season up like they do like Voltron or their other animated ones, where they just do fucking 6 or 7 episodes a season, and that's good enough. Like, I don't know why they're so hard pressed to stick to the 13 episodes.
Yeah, like tying into that is what's really hindering them. We've said that through all these shows that they just don't have enough story to fill how many episodes they're given, which is either you can lay the blame on Netflix for doing it, or you can run the blame on the showrunners for not figuring out how to either tell a story over 13 episodes, do more like, especially something like Jessica Jones, which could do real easy standalone, like, the Veronica Mars style, right? We have an overarching mystery, but we're doing these little things. But they still are just like, nope, 13 episodes about the dead mom who's not dead. And it's like, fuck off. It's not enough there to do this. But right now I'm liking Luke Cage. I think there's some really good stuff in there. I think there's some really stuff I don't like at all, but I don't know.
Like what?
Dude, like horned up Mariah sucking on Shade's thumb everywhere is just not it's very uncomfortable.
I feel like I'm subconsciously already blocking that in my mind because I never want to think about it. It's really strange how they're playing Shades this season too, because I have a feeling that Comanche is going to be gay for him, but Shades just doesn't live like that outside of prison.
Yeah, I mean, we had that scene in episode 6, I think, wasn't it?
They alluded to it. I think Comanche, I think they're going to be in a standoff against each other.
I don't think they alluded. I think they're straight up saying outside of, like, I gargled your dick.
Yeah,
like, I guess
without basically saying it, but yeah, for the most part.
Yeah, and like I thought that scene was super interesting that they went there. Usually when you get, like, what if you get a character who is, gay or lesbian or trans, whatever, like, it's always like this throwaway line. Like, it never really seems to do anything to do with the character. But I feel like this is going to come to a head, like you said. It's obviously why Comanche has problems with Shades and Mariah's relationship, and which I have problems with that relationship too.
What I think it's really interesting is because he's played a gay character on Sons of Anarchy, and it was never a big deal, but it seems like it's going to be a big deal in Luke Cage, which I think they do a really great job of exploring characters, except they just run out of story, and then they run out of steam.
Yeah, so we'll see. And also, like, isn't it weird? Like, I swear, the end of last season, it seemed like Shades was going to come in and, like, be manipulating Mariah, and you basically using her as a front, but he was running it from behind the scenes. And then the season just starts, and they're like, "Oh no, we're in love, and we're together, and we're partners."
Yeah.
And it was a really weird turn. Yeah, I didn't see coming. It was very weird.
I'm really digging Bushmaster though.
Yeah, I'm really into him. Like, Bushmaster's so cool. He's a bad man. He's bad man.
He's such a bad man. Yeah, like I was saying, they do such a great job of developing these characters, but you can only push these characters for so long until something happens. I think there's going to be showdown between Shades and Bushmaster, and Luke Cage will come back, and then they'll have another fight. It's very, I don't want to say anticlimactic, because this is kind of the same thing that happened in Black Panther, but street level, I guess. So I don't know.
It's interesting.
I'm interested to see the relationship dynamics of Luke and Claire, though. I think that was very.
That was that scene in episode 4 or 5.
I think it was pretty.
Like, that was one of, like, the best scenes of that entire run of the show. Like, it's so well acted and done, and
oh yeah,
it's all out there. It's great. I don't know that Claire's coming back, though. Is the interesting thing is, like,
yeah,
like, because Rosario said
it seemed like she was. Yeah, it seemed like they were giving her the special guest credits in the opening, so it seems like she's probably just only on those few episodes, which will be interesting.
But Rosario said, like, she's done. she said she's done playing this character. She doesn't want to do it anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah,
that sucks because that scene was so good.
It was, but it's like, thematically they're raising Luke up through his ego, and then that's what brings him down, and it's paralleling what Misty's doing and how she's falling from what she's doing. But I think it would be a cop-out to bring Claire back. I think she needs to be the strong person and walk away. And
No. I think if they bring her back for closure, and like Luke does go through these hoops and like becomes a better person, but like she just can't trust herself around him anymore. Like if she just comes back to be like, it's absolutely done, like just let it go because I just don't trust myself around you. Like I think that needs to be done, but on the same,
I don't think it does. I think there's enough closure with her being like, you have to leave and I'm leaving. Like she took the strength to say, I lived through this as a kid. This was my childhood and I'm never going to do this. So you need to leave and I'm leaving. I think plus, I guess it never really did say what was in the letter. Like her letter could have been like, fuck you, Luke Cage, I know how to kill you. And now she's a supervillain.
Oh yeah.
Who knows,
I'm sure we'll get that by the end of the season. So yeah, you're right.
Do you know what? It hurts me to say this, but do you know what I'm ready for in this season?
You're gonna say Iron Fist.
I'm ready for Iron Fist to show up and them to become heroes for hire. Like I'm so ready for it.
Listen, when Colleen showed up in like episode 4, I was like, oh yeah, let's bring the Iron Fist on. Let's get them all together, just buddy together. That's all I want. So yeah, I hope he shows up this season for sure.
Because then because they are on the fast track for heroes for hire. Like they are just.
Oh yeah.
It's obviously that's where we're going. Like Luke taking the money from Piranha and being like, if you want to hire me, this is how much it is, and like we're just there. So get Misty and get Colleen. They can be the side group of the fucking Daughters of the Dragon, and then Luke.
Yeah, I think they were talking about that.
Yeah, and then Luke and Danny can just be the buddy comedy. Just give it to me. I don't know why.
It'd be great if they touch on Daredevil, like hinting that he's around still.
Well,
and
they
then,
don't.
Like,
he's not though.
Well, they had that after credit scene that he is alive, but they don't know that he is.
Yes. And that I don't.
It'd be interesting if they bring Danny into this season and like he is distraught by that whole bit that he's waiting for him to come back and not knowing and like getting little hints that he's still around. Either way, I'm excited for the second half of this season.
Right now, I'm feeling it could fall off the precipice, but right now I'm cool. It's probably the most like improvement from season 1 to season 2 out of any of these shows. It's a really solid stretch of episodes. Like I'm in. So
right on.
Oh, plus I'm really into the them using blues instead of hip hop this year.
Yeah.
Like it sets the mood so well.
Yeah, it does. I didn't even realize that, but yeah, that's fucking dope. I remember liking the music so much from the first season, but I didn't realize the swap to blues. That's great. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
So how fucking awesome was Westworld?
Nope. I might be done with the show. Like, as much as I've been the voice throughout the season, and like, just give it a chance. Like, some of this stuff's fun, some of it's fine. And now I get to this episode, and I'm like, no, burn the bridges. This show is done. Like, how did a show turn around this badly?
Yeah, what a mess. It wrapped everything up nicely. So, do they have a third season?
Oh, yeah. They've been picked up for a third season already. That's why I was watching it, and I was just like, cool. Kill them all. Let's be fucking done. Just be done. This is the end. But no. Did you watch it after I sent you that text last night?
Yeah.
Whew, man.
Like, no, it got to about 40 minutes, and it was like, oh, this would be a great way to leave this. And, like, accidentally hit my tablet and realized there was another 50 minutes to go. I was like, oh, shit, they're going to wrap everything up. And then they did, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, you were waiting for the horse revolution. Little did you know, it was all going to be the ox.
It was a fucking cow. It was just a big old cattle herd. What the fuck? I don't even know where to start with this mess. I come to the same conclusion that I had at the end of season 1, where I get pissy because the show is hindering its storytelling ability because it wants to fucking hide everything and be cutesy clever. Like, so now we've had all these fragmented timelines and we've been hiding in Bernard's memories because why? No real fucking reason. It's so dumb. Okay? Like, answer me this, okay? How did that first episode end? First episode of the season. How did it end? It ended with all those Delos people and Bernard being like, finding all the dead bodies of all the robots in the water, being like, oh my god, what happened? Now at this episode, like, you killed them all. You were fucking right there. You shot them all down, and then the water's flooded. Like, what the fuck? The show is a piece of shit. I hate it. I hate it so much.
But he didn't shoot them all down, though.
At the end, not him, but all those Delos people knew.
Did they?
The end shot before the valley started flooding was Delos security walking across everything to make sure they were dead.
That's how the... Hold on a sec.
And then the valley's flooding, so they leave.
Oh, fuck, that's right.
And then the end of episode 1 is the flooded valley with all the dead hosts in it. It's like, fucking, you knew.
Yeah, it was strange that now we brought up that Teddy was dead there in the flooded zone when he was so far away from them. I mean, obviously, if it was flooded, he would obviously float to them, I guess. I don't know, but...
Yeah, they flooded fucking 20 square miles. Who fucking knows? Teddy died so far away. The idea that since they won't tell this story linearly, like in a lineal fashion, hurts things. I think it would have been much more powerful storytelling-wise if they had killed Dolores like 2 episodes ago, and then you get the reveal that Charlotte is Dolores, instead of 15 minutes after we've dealt with her being shot, and now all of a sudden she's back. It's the same with fucking Bernard's just like, oh yeah, Ford's back in my head. And then 5 minutes later, it's like, I made him up. He really wasn't there. It's like, you're not giving us enough time to breathe with these things because you think they're so fucking mind-blowing.
Yeah, it's interesting to a point where, and then you get overloaded and it's just like, fucking, why did I care? Why do I care?
The answer is I don't.
Like, I really don't. Like, it sucks because I want HBO shows to be so good because they used to be so good, and they really have jumped the shark, for sure.
It's the same with, like, season 1 ended, and, you know, the robots were given freedom, and you're like, oh, next season's gonna be so cool, we've unshackled ourselves from these storytelling conceits. And then they didn't do anything until this one ends. It's like, now we're in the real world, now we're gonna have a war, look at the storytelling possibilities now, and you're like, I don't fucking trust you. You're going to do fucking time shenanigans and not give me any character development, and I don't care. So fuck you.
Okay, so it's so weird to have the different parallels right now, is because Luke Cage is really great at the character side of things, and they don't have much story to work with. Where Westworld has so much story to work with, and they just don't use it. And then they just have 1,000 characters.
Well, it could have been fine if, like, I actually believe that anyone is fucking dead in the show. Because, like, I was like, they're killing everybody. And then she's like, oh, hey, salvage some of these bots and bring them back as they look at Maeve. And it's just like, no, that should have been her sacrifice to her kid. And that's the end of her story. It should have been her stopping the robots like Neo stopped the fucking bullets with her hand out until she died. But no, they're going to bring her back next season. It's dumb. And what the fuck was with the speechwriter being like, no, I'll get shot for you invincible robots.
Sorry, they took off. Where's our hands? Don't fucking shoot. We're real people.
No, as the Delos guys were like, put the gun down. We know you're human and we don't want you. And he's like, I'll shoot you. It's so dumb. I fucking hated it so much. So the episode ended, and I just pull up my phone because I'm just kind of like in stunned disbelief of how bad it is. And then they go full on fucking Marvel and have an after credit scene that is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life.
This episode hurt so much because it was almost as if the writers were like, we're so smart, nobody can figure out what we're trying to say. And like they literally put that into the show where they're like, humans are dumb and their stories are so easy, and even though everybody has writing prompts, like they just don't do anything with their life, so fuck them. And it's like, I'm over it.
Like, I like some of, like, the basic tenets that they're trying to say. Like, I like the idea that, like, they weren't able to copy a human because they made it too complicated, that we are kind of base and there's not much to us. Like, I like that as an idea within the story they're trying to tell of this more complicated being and this consciousness of robots is rising up and it's the downfall of humanity. But they're framing it within this idea that, like, all these people are bad because they come to a fucking theme park and shoot some robots. It's so dumb. It's so baseless and juvenile as a way to try and justify it. Especially when in this episode, they're like, here's every guest who's ever shown up at Westworld. All 4 million of them. And it's like, that's barely even a scratch on the population of the Earth. And you're trying to say we deserve to be destroyed because of it. It's very juvenile, myopic worldview, especially when you like, if you really extrapolate the baseline of it, is like, sure, like I fuck hookers and kill people in GTA, but that doesn't mean I'm some sadistic prick. Like it's fantasy. Like, also, like, oh my god, it makes no sense. What was Delos trying to do with the copies? Like, what were they doing with like being able to copy people? What did that give them? Nothing.
They were just trying to sell people ads? Trying to figure out. Well, so the server that was deciphering, realizing that they're that simple. I don't think Delos was at that point, and they just had everybody's information, and they didn't know what to do with it.
What were they going to do with it?
They were just gonna sort through it. Yeah, but.
Were they just gonna be like, oh, that guy likes to kill old-timey town. I bet you he'd like to see more Coke ads. Let's get Coke. Let's sell him this information. Like, what the fuck were they doing with this? And then
it just got too messy.
And what the fuck? What was like? Dolores all season has been like, I need to get there. It's a weapon. I can use it to destroy them. And it was just the idea that there was no weapon there. What the fuck? Even
showing
like,
up to delete. Just showing up to hit the delete button.
Oh my god!
I'll never let them have 4 million people's identities. Ooh, I'm a genius.
Plus the idea that like they spent a good chunk of the season being like, we have to get the cradle back so that we can wipe our back up so that we are no longer immortal. We need to raise, like, the only way for us to become something special is that we can die. We take away immortality, the thing that humans want, to make ourselves better than them by getting rid of it and making ourselves alive. But no one fucking dies. They spend all season
but
like...
also, they even showed that all humans are pretty much these fucking robots anyway. Like, the security guard was like, I'm not supposed to let you go, but I'm only in charge of fucking robots that are here, so I don't know. See you later.
By the way, I know you haven't seen me much this season, but I'm a robot. Ding, 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 and walks away. It's so fucking dumb.
I really wish the security guard would have pulled the fucking Bill and Ted, where they're the evil robot, and they just fucking here's my robot face.
Might as well have, because Jesus, it's so fucking dumb, and what? None of it makes any sense. Like Ed Harris is sitting there blowing away Dolores, and she's like, "I'm unstoppable. You can't stop me." And then fucking Bernard shoots her once. She's like, "Oops, I'm dead." Until I recreate myself. It's so dumb. I hate everything about it, and I might be done with the show.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm done with the show. But I mean, we won't have another season for 2 years, I'm sure.
Yeah, even
because they'll come back with Game of Thrones.
Did you see fucking Nolan talking about the final scene with Ed Harris? He did an interview with Entertainment Weekly, and they were like, "So that last scene with Ed Harris, they're like, we think here's our thoughts on it, that it's really far in the future, and this is a." They have recreated the Man in Black and now they're torturing him for fidelity. He's like, I can't agree with you and tell you that you're right, but I agree with a lot of those things. I was like, how the fuck? I'm like, how is it in the future when he has the exact same wounds that he has at the end of this episode? Fuck you with your time shenanigans and thinking you're so goddamn smart. He's so fucking. He's so pretentious about it too. In that interview, they were like, do you think with all these timelines and the way you hide stuff that it's too confusing for people? And he's like, I believe that's a valid criticism, but my first movie was Memento, and I believe they could read my story backwards.
See, this is where I fall, because he's smart enough for that first season, but then it gets pretentious after that. And where he's trying to make this great, convoluted story that maybe somebody's going to pick up on, but you know what? Fuck it. I just don't need that in my life right now.
Oh my god, we haven't even talked about Robot Heaven yet. Because what the fuck?
It's
when a literal tear in the sky opened up, I was like, oh shit, we're just, what?
That's when I broke for the episode. I was like, I can't handle this anymore. And then the actual people noticed or looked in the direction. They're like, "What fucking terror?" It's like, no, fuck you and your stupid Robot Heaven.
How did Teddy get there? What? He was dead. How did Teddy get there?
Idea. No fucking idea. Unless, I don't have any fucking idea. Because
so dumb.
If they're time jumping, Teddy would have had to been dead. Oh my god. And so this could have happened 3-4 years before they go up the ramp to Robot Heaven. And if Charlotte / Dolores remade Teddy by that time and came back to I don't fucking care about the show anymore. I'm fucking done.
It's just dumb. It's just dumb.
Until they get me back in 2 years and they're like, guess what? We're bringing back Westworld Season 3 and show me cool stuff. I'm like, fine, I'll try it one more time.
No.
Give me that fix. Give me that stupid robot fix.
No, I'm good. Fuck that noise.
So we'll see. Let's go on to movies then, I suppose. Did you like fucking Superfly?
No. Were you joking with your text?
Damn it.
Were you
joking?
joking?
No, I really did enjoy it. No, I think it's one of my favorite shows of the year so far.
Whew. That movie's not good.
How is it not good? It's just a fun little mobster movie.
Is it? Dude, I will give it this. I died laughing. I couldn't stop when they're having the threesome in the shower and it cuts to straight up one chick sitting on his face and the other one straddling him, and they just cut on that for 10 seconds. I just died laughing. I was like, what is this? What is this?
It felt very this is the movies that they made in the 80s. It felt just so much like that, and it's just a fond watching experience compared to what we've been seeing this year so far. I don't know. I think the guy that played Priest was really great. And he has some.
But like, that movie's really weird. It's all over the place. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's very.
I'll give you that. Like, I'm not saying it's
not. Oh man, like it felt like a fucking like an Ocean's heist movie at the end when all of a sudden all these plot pieces started coming together, and I was just like, "What are we doing? Like, what?"
I didn't realize it was a remake from the 70s. Yeah. Apparently, Superfly 2 is when they're living in Rome and then they go to Africa to like help a rebellion or something else. So I'm like, man, fucking make it happen. I want to see
that. I don't think that'll happen. It's very weird. It's very weird. It's very much like not even 90. It's a 2-hour movie. It's like a 2-hour music video with like a lot of weird stuff. Like there's literally a scene where like he yells and screams at like his number 2 and his best friend Eddie about having a really expensive watch and how he's giving the police sees that they're gonna see how you want to know how you got it. And I was just like, look at the fucking cars you're driving around in, kid. Look at the clothes.
Yeah, that was the big thing. I was like, you're driving a fucking LFA that like. Literally, there's only a few thousand of them in the world. Like, I couldn't understand the $500,000 watch being mad about that, but it's whatever.
That was really odd. Then there's that scene where he dodges a bullet like he's in the Matrix, which is very weird.
That was my favorite. That was probably my favorite point of the whole movie. Is that fight scene felt very grounded up until that point. It's like, fuck it, I'm here. Let's party.
Like literally, like that dude was like 2 feet away from him with a gun in his face. He's like, dodge.
Oh, you shot a hussy.
Oh, and that random person got shot. Here's a wad of so many $100.
Listen, it costs $50,000 to get fixed up.
Or like again with him being like, we gotta fly under the radar. We've never been caught because we're smart about it. But like. They go to these clubs and they're just throwing so much money around. And I don't mean in terms of like buying drinks, like they're just on the balcony throwing $100 bills.
I fucking loved it.
There's like a 10-minute scene in a strip club where there's just like 6 guys throwing $100 bills that doesn't stop. The whole 10 minutes there's like hundreds.
That's the kind of life I want to live.
But it is one of those it's one of those weird movies where there is no moral center. Like, he might have a code, but everyone in that is a criminal. There's no straight people in that movie at all.
Yeah, for sure.
And, it starts... That kid's like 12, which is weird. But he's like, I've been hustling for so long. I was like, you're like 5 years old. Look at your baby face, you little fuck.
No way, I appreciate that. Priest is the man. I like it.
Is he though?
I think it's going to grow on you. I think you're going to grow on it, and you're going to want to see it again before the end of the year. I bet.
And also, what is probably the most unsubtle thing I've ever seen in a form of media this year, at least, when at the end of the movie, the bad guy crashes his car into a Confederate monument and blows up.
Yeah, well, I'm here for it. Oh, I thought it was great. I was like, we're taking some real liberties, and you know what? Yeah, let's do this.
And also, like, not to be, but like, there's obviously money being spent. The movie doesn't look cheap, but like, that car chase was really bad. Like,
listen, I'm agreeing with everything you're saying. That is the only point of the movie that I was like, I really like the rest of the movie, but that car chase really needed to be a little bit well done.
But that's like what I'm like. What I'm getting at is like there was obviously money, and the car chase was badly staged, fine. But like when they couldn't even put him on a boat at the end, it's just this terrible green screen that they're against, being like, we're out on the ocean in Montenegro.
What's so great is I don't think they have they had clearance for that car chase. I think they just shot it. They're like, "That's what we got. That's all we're gonna work with. Let's get out of here."
We got 2 blocks and a right turn. We gotta make a whole car chase out of nothing but that.
I loved it. So fuck yeah.
And also,
Party time.
was that? Did Priest have a second house? Like when they go to like that loft at the end? That wasn't the house that they'd been going to.
That was his second lover's place, I believe.
Was it? Because man, when they just bust in, and then all of a sudden there's just like that gunfight's ridiculous, and all of a sudden she just gets blasted with a shotgun shell. It's a weird movie.
It was really weird.
And they make Priest out to be such a badass because I mean, like he's like throwing kung fu around and dodging bullets, and then at the end he's all like, "Oh no, I'm getting choked out by this guy, baby. You got to hit him with the champagne glass because I can't do anything." Oh, and now it's a good thing we were in a polyamorous relationship because one of the girls is dead now. But we still get to have a happy ending.
We go. So go see Superfly if that sounds appealing to you, because I loved it. What did you think of Tag?
You know how I think about comedies. You know my feelings on this.
So you really enjoyed it?
I was okay with it. Like, I'm not a huge fan of Ed Helms, so like I kind of hated that he was the focal point of the movie. But I was with it until the miscarriage thing, and then I was like, I'm done with this movie. Like they crossed. Like at that point, I was like, I don't care. Wrap it up because nothing after this matters.
Yeah, pretty much. Immediately the same thing, and then I love how they went from you faked a miscarriage to I just really wanted to play tag because, well, I have cancer and I probably won't be around next year.
Man, it doesn't matter because
it was too hard of a ship.
They write themselves into a real bad corner with that miscarriage part because even though like they walk it back and like it was a joke, like multiple times you have your main character being like, she doesn't have a miscarriage, I really hope she does. And then when she fakes it and they find out, he's like, I'm not saying I hope you have a miscarriage, but when you do, you deserve it. And it's just like, no, you can't walk any of these characters back. You've ruined all of them. Because even right after when Jake Johnson's like, man, if she doesn't have a miscarriage, I'm gonna be so pissed off. And everyone else is like, and everyone like, I believe it's Hannibal Buress.
Not him is like, listen, whatever he's saying. That's not reasonable or whatever. I can't even remember, but like he's like, whoa, no, that's way too far.
When he says that in the fucking church, though, he's like, if she doesn't really have one, if she doesn't lose the baby, I'm gonna be so pissed. And Hannibal Buress is like, yeah, we all are, but we didn't say it out loud. But it's like, so you all admit that you're gonna be pissed about it? Like, no, the movie takes it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was something.
And then, like, I get it. It's a movie and whatever. But, like, when it shows the dudes who are really doing this, and you're like, how happy do you think that guy was like, John Hamm played me? And you're like, you are a big fat white man who shouldn't be played by anyone semi-attractive.
I like that they actually tried to play close to what actually happened. Like, they showed the actual granny outfit, and like it was pretty close to what they used in the. But I'm with you. I'm not a fan of Ed Helms, so him as the centerpiece just didn't work well for me. So
it didn't, and I was also trying. There was a lot of scenes where like Jeremy Renner's hands and arms were behind his back and stuff because it's like, yeah, you broke your arms. I see what you guys are doing.
I did notice that part, and I was like, very classy.
But no, it's weird. You take like outside of Ed Helms, like I like John Hamm, I love Hannibal Buress, and like I mostly like Jake Johnson most of the time, but they're just doing nothing in this movie. It's just
it was a pretty big mess. So what'd you think about Jurassic World 2?
We on Jurassic World already? The
Yeah,
episode's
let's jump
almost
to it.
over? What, do we have
We
anything
got
else?
this and Incredibles. This is Incredibles.
Let's finish with Jurassic World. Let's just...
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
How did you think of The Incredibles 1 and 2?
Well, what's interesting is I didn't watch the first one because, excuse me, I started watching the first one and I was like, oh, I've seen this. I just completely forgot. Like once it started playing, I was like, wait, does this happen? I skipped forward like 10 minutes. I was like, yeah, that is what happens. I've seen this. Just don't remember it at all. I'm pretty sure it was one of those times where like I was drunk at someone's house and like after the party they put on The Incredibles because like we love The Incredibles. So I think I saw it half fucking lit one night, but I'd seen it. So I was like, okay, fine. I don't know. It's a movie. It's fine. The first and the second one. Like, I think there's some really good action in it. Like, it shows what people can do with, like, I mean, in the end, in these superhero movies, what you're seeing is almost all computer fucking anyway. Yeah. But you see when someone's kind of unleashed, like, what they can do. Like, that car chase, or the train chase on the Elasticycle is so fucking dynamic. It's so well done. There's some cool bits, like, I think anytime you have Mr. Incredible trying to raise the family, it's gold. It's like comedy gold. It's great. Like him trying to relearn math is like so great. He's like, "Why? I've learned it before. What was this new math?" But overall, like, I don't know that there was a point to the movie. Like, I guess it's like it's a movie and it's fun. Be with it, but like, it doesn't really have anything to say.
Yeah, I mean Incredibles 1 is 15 years old at this point. At the moment of inception, it was really great because like these conversations haven't been had. But at this point, it's kind of par for the course. And I mean, I still enjoyed them. I love the aesthetic of them, like this 50s style superheroes where they kind of have newer tech.
Which is so weird that like the whole bad guy's predication is be like the screenslaver, and there's that huge monologue of how you're addicted to your screens and you can't get off. And it's just like, there's no fucking screens in this world. They have like a TV in a house if they're lucky. Like, who's addicted to screens? Like, is Brad Bird just going on a rant about how he hates technology in our world and just threw it in the middle of this movie? Because it's very anachronistic to the world that we're actually in, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed them. So it was good to rewatch the original for sure.
I thought it was really weird that, again, it kind of followed that first one. Like, one of the parents is off doing this, and eventually the family has to come together. Mr. Incredible's off doing this.
But and to that effect is, we've talked so much about toxic masculinity with Legion that it was great to see this side of it where he had to take care of the family and like try to get superheroes back into the forefront and everything like that. I thought that would be interesting for you to see if you hadn't seen the first one. But
that is interesting. What I thought was weird is that, in the first one, it's Mr. Fantastic is off doing this, he's got to fight this big robot, and then he's on the island, and then Elastigirl goes to save him, but the kids have to come save them both, and that's exactly what we did in this one, just the reverse. Elastigirl's off doing the stuff, and then Mr. Incredible goes to save her, and then he gets caught, so then the kids have to come save him. It's really weird that we just kind of followed the same plot beats as opposed to seeing them as like a family doing this together. It was weird.
I thought it was awesome that they literally took place seconds after each other. Like, it's just
it picks up right where the first one ends. It's cool. I was completely tripped out that, like, because I don't know why they did it, but that the Void was just Kristen Stewart. Like, all her mannerisms. Like, I was just like, why would you base a character on Kristen Stewart? Why are we doing this? At least, like, if you wanted to do it, get her in to do it. But no, it's just we're going to make her look just like her and do all her characteristics for no reason. It's very weird.
Yeah, pretty much. But I enjoyed it. Go check it out if you haven't already. I'm sure you have though. But
yeah, it's huge opening. So
yeah. So how'd you like Jurassic World?
how did I like? It's interesting. We saw the last one together. As we actually saw the last one in theaters, and we both fucking hated it.
Mm-hmm.
I think this one is a better made movie. I think it looks better, but I think it's a worse movie overall. This movie is so bad.
Then Jurassic World?
Yep, this is worse than Jurassic World, I think.
Wow. That's shocking to me on various levels.
Yeah, you liked it, didn't you?
I thought it was better than that. I don't think it's. I mean, it's nowhere near Jurassic Park, but I thought it was much better than the first one.
Or was it? Was it?
I mean, it introduces interesting ways to get them off the island, and then
Who cares? Who cares? Who cares?
I do. Fucking dinosaurs rock. And I hope this leads eventually to Cadillacs and dinosaurs.
One, if we're just being honest, they're fucking dinosaurs. They're not going to be, like, hidden. They're not going to be out in the fucking Rocky Mountains and no one knows where they are because they're giant fucking dinosaurs. It's not going to be hard to find them and shoot them and be done with this problem. Two, they all have fucking trackers on them. Like, just because the island got blown up by a volcano doesn't mean that technology, there's like, well, no, the only way we could access them is through that island. No, like, turn the fucking trackers on, you found them, you shot them, you killed them, it's over. Instead of building to this whole stupid fucking idea of like, it's Jurassic World now, they're free, what are we gonna do? No, it's not. It's so dumb.
I love the thought that they had Jeff Goldblum in 2 different sessions. Like,
I don't think they did.
Should we save him?
I think.
Well, no. I'm sure it was recorded in the same one, but
no,
I think
but I still think
supposed to.
I think that was one session. Like, I think that was the same congressional hearing at the end.
But the dinosaurs wouldn't be in the real world before they were supposed to be saved.
I don't think he actually, like, yeah, the dialogue's cutesy on the nose and be like, oh, it's Jurassic World now. I think you're just talking about, like, if we don't let them fucking die, then they're going to eventually take over. I think it was the same session. Two, what the fuck? This whole movie is predicated on dinosaur rights. These are fucking monsters. They're not fucking animals. They are man-made monsters for a zoo. No.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
They don't have rights. Like, literally, that we're having congressional hearings to be like, remember that park out in the middle of nowhere where all these fucking people were just massacred? We should probably save those goddamn monsters. No one's ever going to talk about that. They're goddamn fucking
because that would definitely happen in today's world. Like, when you bring something back to life, you have to keep it alive at that point because.
But they're not real dinosaurs.
I'm with you.
No, but I mean, like, I'm pretty sure it was even in the last movie in Jurassic World where, like, yeah, dinosaurs have feathers and look nothing like this, but this is what people thinks it looks like, so we've genetically engineered them to be this way. So you just made something. This is crimes against humanity and the ecosystem.
Is it though? Because that's sweet that we can now play God.
No.
And also we can clone people.
One, the only thing that I find interesting about this is the metatextual conversation. Like, the whole point of Jurassic World is the idea of, you know, like, scientists were so busy proving that they could do it, they didn't stop to think if they should. And I feel that's how fucking the movie studios are. There's like, should we make another Jurassic Park? Fuck, who cares? We can. Dinosaurs, let's do it. Like, these movies are bad. And the Jurassic Park movies are now the monster dinosaurs that are loose and destroying everything. Stop it.
I'm not saying you're wrong at all. I agree with you 100%.
So, I mean, we haven't even got to the fact that there's a fucking human clone in this movie for no reason.
I was heavily hinting at that. Because that's how this whole technology started, is because they wanted to clone a person.
No,
or
John
Hammond, I guess.
You mean the mysterious fucking partner of John Hammond that no one's known about this entire time? Yeah, I forgot about him.
Hey. Listen, if I have a giant fucking velvet painting of you on my wall when I'm multi-millionaire, well, I'll bring you back for the 5th movie as well. We'll talk about you.
No, it's so dumb and it's so ridiculous. And like, by like the second time she was asking James Cromwell if she looked like her mother and like trying to get this picture that he was hidden, I was like, they're not gonna make her. She's not clone, is she? We're not fucking doing that. And then we did. And the only reason it's there is so that character can open the door at the end and let the dinosaurs out and be like, it's because they're alive, like I am. And I fucking gagged and was like, nope, fuck this. This is so dumb.
Yeah, at this point, they've very much steered themselves into like the Fast and Furious franchise, where it's, if you like dinosaur movies, I guess you'll like it, but there ain't much there.
Like, what the fuck? I don't even know. Like, this movie's so weird. I don't even know where to do. There's fucking, like...
Also, staying on that one shot of the one dinosaur getting engulfed in fucking lava, I was like, come on, man. Fuck you guys.
Especially when you realize that, like, it was a brachiosaur, which is the first dinosaur you see in the first Jurassic Park when they get to that island, and now it's just like, here it is again, fucking burning metal. It's like, no, this is awful. But that thing's also a genetic monstrosity that should be destroyed, so whatever.
It's a very thin line amongst all of that.
Also, you know what else I'm tired of?
Dinosaurs.
You know what else I'm tired of in these fucking movies? I'm tired of goddamn giant dinosaurs fucking being the stealthiest thing ever. Like, twice in this movie, the T-Rex pops off the screen that no one sees coming. It's like, stop it. The gag is over.
What? You know, I think a T-Rex could be stealthy as a motherfucker.
I was like, there's that part where the Indoraptor is like falling through the glass and it's like hanging there and then starts getting back up. And I was like, and this is where the T-Rex is going to come up from the bottom and eat it and be like, I had to save the fucking humans again because I'm the hero of the story. It's so dumb.
Back to where you were like, is she a clone? I thought she was possibly the child of the kids that were in the first movie, which I thought that would have been a great through line.
What, that he just kidnapped her child? Because, like, those were John Hammond's grandkids, not this fake guy.
See, it was a weird thing where I didn't know who's... Like, I knew they were somebody's grandkids, but I couldn't remember if they were John Hamm's or fucking that old guy's.
John Hammond.
But, yeah, I didn't remember if they were his, or, like, he was just watching them like they were for the last... I don't fucking know.
No, yeah.
What a mess these movies are, but I still had a decent amount of fun.
There's some stuff I liked. Like I said, there's some cool shots in it. Excuse me. I like the beginning, like in the opening scene, where they're using the darkness and the light, and like the lightning strikes, and you see the T-Rex as the lightning strikes. Like, that was cool. But then it devolves into like fucking like 1930s. We're using shadows to make dinosaurs look scary, and it's got a fucking Nosferatu claw, and it's like slowly going towards this child. It's like, you're a feral goddamn monster.
That was the goddamn Velociraptor, like, fucking talon thing.
No, I know, but, like, listen, what predator is like, I've hunted this child down and now I'm fearing it by slowly reaching across its bed
tapping
to
on the
it.
goddamn floor while you walk isn't very terrifying.
It used to be. Like, when the Velociraptor did that in the first... When they did it in the first Jurassic Park, that's super cool.
I don't remember them doing that though.
Yeah, when they go when they're in the kitchen, and they have like Lex and Tim are hiding in the kitchen from the Velociraptors, and they're in there and they start like tapping their toes. Yeah, go watch it.
Now I want to watch Jurassic Park.
Trust me, I wouldn't know. I saw Jurassic Park at least 15 times in theaters.
I saw it a handful of times. Like I saw it again when it released like 5 years ago or so.
At least 15 times. I went.
It's a great fucking movie. Don't go see Fallen Kingdom, but go back and rewatch Jurassic Park.
Yeah, because I barely scratched the surface of how stupid this movie is. Really, we're still going down the fucking we're weaponizing dinosaurs. Oh, we've now encoded a trigger sound to make it attack. Well, how do you get it stop attacking, you fucking dumb idiots? This is so dumb.
It's the green button
also,
on the side they didn't know.
Also, I could be wrong. But I think a living dinosaur is worth more than $10 million that these people are auctioning it off for. And he's all like, did they say $10 million? Oh, yeah, let's do this. Let's get this auction go. It's like,
it felt very much like when, Austin Powers villain, whenever he came back, he was like, $1 million, and they all laughed because that's just not enough money anymore.
Yeah, it's just like, what are you talking about, $10 million? And then, like...
we have this rare fucking one that's a prototype. $40 million? That's fine.
Well, even then, if Jurassic Park is the only one who had the material to clone dinosaurs, because they had the amber samples, and these are the last 11 species out there, like, it's worth fucking money, even though they're goddamn monsters, and they're not real. But, like... also, you have that terrible scene that you get in every movie where there's a rich people auction. It's just like, here's the bored European creep, and here's the two cowboys with mustaches because they're gonna buy a fucking dinosaur. It's so dumb, so dumb. I've barely scratched the surface of how bad Chris Pratt is in this movie because good God is he awful.
Well, I thought he was pretty great.
No,
I thought he was better than the last movie. I mean, he actually seemed like he wasn't just standing around shooting a movie.
No, he's awful. The fact that they faced the criticism that Bryce Dallas Howard had in the first one of being too womanly and like running from a dinosaur in high heels, that now she's just like, I'm super badass, I'm gonna be shooting everything. It's like, fuck you. You ruined all these people's lives because you were a negligent runner of a park, that you were more worried about making dinosaurs to make more money, that you ruined all these people's lives. And now you're a fucking dinosaur advocate? Suck my face. No, goddamn, no. It's so dumb. There's no logical way that this character moves this way. Sorry,
come on, the lava scene?
What? And Chris Pratt's all like, oh, I don't have any emotion. Yeah. It's so dumb. I hate everything. So bad.
You're just too wound up right now. You need to relax a little bit.
It's because I watched a lot of stuff this week, and a lot of it was bad, and this might have been the worst. It's so bad.
I'm not saying it's great. I'm saying I had fun.
I'm saying that, like, it's bad. There was a guy... What? They just built this entire fucking secret evil lab in all these cages and shipping containers underneath this. They built it under this dude's house and he didn't know. It's just like, oh, I forgot about that.
No. That's where they started. That's where they started on him.
So, oh, yeah, because I forgot. We've made this new backstory up where this person was there with John Hammond. I forgot all about that.
Yeah, obviously.
So dumb.
I don't know. I ain't got nothing more than that.
It's real bad. And now there's the dinosaurs are loose. Oh, now there's dinosaurs. No, fuck it. Just shoot them. They're goddamn dinosaurs. Fucking, it's done. They're just big birds.
No way.
It's not like
I'd love to have a dinosaur. I want a dinosaur.
Oh, that's fine, but like you can't tell me that's just like the next movie is going to be dinosaurs running around causing rampage, because it's literally just precision strikes from a drone and these fucking things are dead.
You just really hate the world, don't you?
But you know what's going to happen? They're going to pull up that old Jurassic Park 4 script from like 10 years ago where they weaponized dinosaurs, and we're going to have a covert team of velociraptors with guns led by Chris Pratt hunting down all these other dinosaurs, and I'm going to blow my fucking brains out. It's just going to happen.
First of all, it's not, because the clone girl is going to grow up and realize like they used some dinosaur or whatever to help make her.
Oh, so she's part of the dinosaur?
She's going to be dying, and they're going to have to find Blue to help save her, and then she's going to become her surrogate mom, like they were talking in this movie.
Or what if they use part, because to clone a human you would use part dinosaur. It just makes sense. So the girl's part dinosaur, and then she's like she's like the Dany Targaryen. She's like riding. She goes and collects the dinosaurs, and now she's the dragon queen. And she's taking down the world.
But first, she has to have dinosaur cancer that can only be cured by dinosaur blood.
Yeah, only after it's raptor blood that's been infused with T-Rex blood, because they do a blood transfusion in this fucking movie.
Really, really draw socks in that blood strain.
So dumb. Oh my god. How, literally, how long were they hiding on the ship and no one knew they were there? It's so dumb. No one thought to check on the most important dinosaur that had been shot and was dying. Then they peeked their head in and was like, "Whoa, who's all these fucking people that we tried to murder?"
I just like the guys that were in control of the unloading process, and they saw somebody in the driver's seat, back it up, let's go, get out of here, with the second most valuable, the T-Rex.
Especially when 90% of that fucking crew was standing there watching that brachiosaur burn when their truck did a 17-foot jump into the ship. No one's like, "Oh, that you guys almost missed." Hey, who are you? Plus, why would they have hired all those people and brought them there just to murder them? It's so dumb that there's "Oh, you caught the velociraptor? Now we're gonna kill you."
Makes sense. Totally makes sense.
And fucking they were locked in that goddamn hatch, and there was trying to hack the door open when there was a ladder to a fucking just turned hatch out there. So dumb. I hate this movie.
Listen, you gotta try all avenues before you can get there.
I hate this movie.
I figured you would. I saw it. I had a good time, and I was like, "There's no way he's gonna like this one."
I'm not allowed to have good times no more.
I'm glad you didn't disappoint me. So what are we watching for next week then?
I forgot. I'm all worked up now. There's something in theaters. I can't remember.
We're finishing Luke Cage.
Yep.
We'll have to watch the second Sicario, which means we have to watch the first Sicario.
Okay.
I can't remember if there's anything else coming out this week. I think Sicario 2's it.
I thought there was something. It's poor planning on your part.
Poor planning. Escape Plan 2?
That's what? Isn't that VOD, direct to fucking video?
Are you kidding me? It's got Sylvester Stallone. How could it be?
Yeah, isn't Batista in it as well?
Yep. When's The Purge out?
The 4th. That movie is 4th of July, baby. Yeah.
There's something for sure.
There's something. I know there's a second movie coming out this week. I know there is.
Leave No Trace?
What the fuck is that?
I don't fucking know. Yeah, I don't know.
Yep, that was it. Never
Leave No
mind.
Trace?
Nope. Just forget I was thinking of another movie.
Nope, what were you thinking of?
That Uncle Drew movie is opening this weekend.
Get out of here. Get the hell out of here. I'm sure we're going to think of some more stuff. So
I was just afraid you wanted to see it.
Oh, God, no. So
Oh, why?
watch that shit.
Why?
Enjoy Luke Cage. Hopefully we get to see some Iron Fist because he's the best, and then some Sicario.
Yeah.
That do it?
Yeah.
Deal. All right, we'll see you next week for that. That'll be a Tuesday, right?
Yep. Because I work this weekend, so.
Good deal. All right, check it then. Later, piece of pineapple and all that good stuff.